host, your Master Lee.
And Lou.
All right, today we're going to be reviewing the Xbox Elite Controller Series 2. Now, what makes the Series 2, which is 2 in another language, so much better than the first one? I don't know, because I didn't own the first one. But what I can tell you is that this one here is a massive upgrade to the default controller that pretty much comes with the Xbox. And I can tell you right now, most people are just going to go, there is no way I'm spending $200 some for a controller, just a freaking controller. Especially when you think, if you throw an extra hundo, you could get yourself a Nintendo Switch, which comes with controllers. So why did I invest in this? And why am I recommending it so highly?
Highly?
Because I think there are certain type of gamers out there that are going to go like, I need this, and this will be the way I'm going to be gaming from now on. All right. So first off, the minute you get this, you know this thing is high quality because it comes in this really nice box. Probably one of the nicest packagings I've ever seen from Microsoft. It's on the level of, like, if you were to buy something from Apple, you just know, oh, this is quality product.
Legit.
It's like legit. Like they spend
Like
good money.
very stern. Wow.
And it's hefty. So it makes you go, oh my goodness, did they just fill it up with rocks?
Hefty,
It's
not
heavy.
stern.
It's a sturdy box too, actually. This is a very, very sturdy. Like you could sit on this and it won't collapse. It's how sturdy it is. But the minute you take out the controller, the minute you realize, oh my goodness, this thing here is probably filled with stuff that's expensive because it's got heft too.
Heavy.
In fact, I don't think that's actually a selling point, right? When I first got my hands on this, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to hold on to this all day, all night while I play. Like I think after 2 or 3 sessions, you know what I'm saying? After 2 or 3 hours, it feels like my
It's like a workout.
It's like,
It's like a workout.
I will admit, it does feel like that after a couple hours. If you're used to holding your joystick like this, there is a little bit of strain in your muscles.
Oh.
But now I kind of play like down there. Just let it sit on my lap and hold it like that. It's worth it. Now, before I get into the reasons why specifically I think this is you must get, overall, you're going to basically see that the construction is just very high quality. The box that it comes with, the container, this case that it comes with, along with additional doodads that come along with it, everything highest level of construction. And if you're the kind of gamer who buys those third-party peripherals from Mad Catz. I don't even know if those guys are around, but those really crappy versions of controllers, and you're always wondering why you can't get the combo right or why they eventually break after 1 year and half a gallon of Mountain Dew and Cheetos like infused throughout and crusted on it. This thing will not break down on you. I can tell you right now, and I've been looking at reviews on like do these things last? No complaints at all, but people freaking love them for that reason. Now, the other thing about this is that it is what makes this so unique is back here. These buttons underneath, which makes it feel like, oh my goodness, there's so many more things I now got to figure out how to manage your control. But these are all assignable. So in other words, these buttons here can be any one of these buttons. And that gets into like why I had to buy this joystick. I needed a joystick where I got to stop pressing certain buttons because, well, let's just say that YouTube has given me carpal tunnels. It's maybe not just YouTube. It's also my work because I work in making video games and software, and I'm on day with the mouse and everything like that. Basically, wrist problems, right? And the thing with wrist problems is that the more you move your fingers, the more it aggravates the wrist. And I now have perpetual pain here because I just don't give it the rest I need to.
You have some numbness tingling here. That is your more common carpal tunnel. And that can be that median nerve coming down in here. So you probably have a little bit of both of them.
And doctors are pretty much saying, once it gets swollen like that, if you don't give it rest, it could be permanent damage and you may have to go surgery. And so what do? I'm like, okay, I'll work less, but I'll go play more video games. And it's not working because unfortunately more and more games are using these trigger buttons and some of these buttons up here to play. And especially like a game like, say, Assassin's Creed. You're pressing these buttons so often because those are the attack buttons. So you're pressing and you're getting aggressive about them. Or if you're playing racing games, they put the trigger up here now. You got to hold it down constantly. And that strain right there, it aggravates. Now, it takes a little while to get used to, I have to admit. You know, you're not used to it. In fact, it's so often like because you're resting your hand down lower, you're pressing them by accident, and sometimes my character will jump off a cliff because I didn't mean to, or you activated something and you didn't mean to. But I would say, you know, give it about a week and you start to get used to it enough. Now, what's cool about these is that you can even map certain things onto here that are considered like a combo. Like if you had to press two things at once, boom, you can combine them together. Or it could be something where, like in Assassin's Creed, you have to hold this button down to do a ping, like to almost like this magical sense from Odin to like see the world around you that you normally can't see. You can assign this here too. So like if you hold it down for like a long press, boom, it'll ping it. And now rather than doing it sporadically because it keeps hurting my fingers, I'm just constantly pinging left and right just to see everything around me. And it's a game-changing experience, quite frankly. I would say if you play games more than a couple hours a day, you need to upgrade. And don't become like me, all right? Because, okay, I'll admit it. I think half of the problem or reason why I have, like, bad eyesight and cramped fingers and problems, or maybe even slouching, is probably because of video games. I'll admit it. I play too much, and I play in long marathons. I grew up playing video games, right? It was my livelihood, my everything, my second soulmate to you, baby. Sometimes number one, but usually you replace it with, you know, a good bit of loving.
Because I come and distract you.
That's when you're definitely number two, where you distract me while playing. I think a lot of people think that this is for professionals,
for pros,
right? That you can improve your response time if you're playing, let's say, a fighting game or if you're playing a shooter, which I'm sure you can because you can actually map the sensitivity of some of these buttons, so it makes it real fast. But to me, that's a small sliver of people, and so I think, you know, you need to be a pro for this. You don't. You just need to play a lot. And in fact, I would say that if you play more than a couple hours a week, don't buy the cheap ass third-party peripherals. Like, invest in one really good one for yourself, maybe for your buddies. You know, you get them the crappy ones, but, you know, for yourself, spoil yourself. It is worth it.
And it's so beautiful.
It really is. It's a marvel of engineering,
I'm biased because I love all black. So I love it.
But even all black like this, you could tell like the level of detail here, the texturing. You know, like, for instance, you ever like watch a Marvel movie, like say Spider-Man, all right, and you see the Spider-Man suit up close, or Shang-Chi in a suit, and it has that kind of texture on it that makes you go like, that design kicks ass.
Oh,
there's really cool texturing and design on this. It's so subtle, right? It gets better and better through the years, and they zoom in, you can see the fine fabric and the way they weave it. This has that kind of excellence when it comes to design, the texture, the layout, everything. It's really well designed. So yeah, go get it. And in fact, use my Amazon link below, right? Buy it through that. Right, help support the channel. We get a little bit of on the side. If you got a buddy who brings sushi to game night, get him one of these.
This is worth it.
Exactly, right? You know, or maybe give it to him as a gift for 1 year, and then he's got to bring his own controller. But I think it's overkill if you get four, because that's $800 easily, right? If you got a 4-player game, that's basically like buying 2 next-gen console systems, and that ain't worth it. For me, I don't think I would ever go back to regular controllers now. Even if it's a little bit heftier, which is no problem because look at these guns now. That's because shit,
trying to push it
the wrong direction. Then you see these guns? It's because of these controllers now, baby.